Did you know you can actually reprogram your brain for laser focus while you sleep? Over the past few years, I've actually been testing a 5-minute a night technique inspired by brain experts like Dr. Joe Dispenza that doesn't require any apps or any complex routines to increase productivity and focus. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can tap into your unconscious mind to effortlessly boost your focus in a way that is seamless and doesn't interfere with your current lifestyle. To start, let me show you how you can awaken your unconscious mind for focus in the first place. So your mind is literally an Uber ride. So in this case, the car or the Uber driver is you, the one in control, driving the car. You're of course trying to get to the destination that your rider has set. And of course, this is your rider, and then this is the GPS that you're using. You have two things that are influencing this path to your goal. The crazy passenger in your backseat. They're loud, they're impulsive, and they're constantly trying to distract you and shout at you. They're like, oh yeah, forget the destination. I want to go McDonald's. I'm hungry now. It's only a little stop away. It's not going to take that much time. Just let me get a burger. And then you got the GPS, also the unconscious mind. It's calm, it's logical, always takes the best path, the most efficient path to your destination. It's like, in 500 feet, turn right? Both of these are the unconscious mind, and then you, the driver, are the conscious mind. The reason you can't focus is because most of the time, the crazy passenger here is the loudest. So you can't even hear the GPS. Therefore, there's no way you're getting to your destination because it wants to take you to McDonald's, or it wants to take you to play games, or it wants to take you to watch social media. So how can you use this for yourself? Press the mute button on your bad unconscious mind and then turn up the volume on your GPS or your good unconscious mind. So then your Uber ride or your conscious mind can more effectively get to your final destination or your goal, whatever big goal you have in life. Here are the 3 different steps of the process. One is you're just going to set your most important question, or what I'm just going to call for short MIQ, every single night. So for example, your most important question could be, how can I grow my business? It could of course be anything, right? And you just, along with your MIQ, set 3 different tasks. So it could be like, oh, I want to do an A/B test on my landing page to increase conversion. I want to watch some YouTube videos on how to grow my business. And I want to maybe spend some time reading my customer reviews. And then step 2 would be simply to place all of this, after you've written it on a piece of paper, next to your bed. And you may have noticed before you go to sleep, if you're, for example, watch a TV show or something, in your dreams, you might have a dream that's related to that TV show or related to other events during that day. So what this does is, from the conscious, actually prime your unconscious brain for these tasks instead. So you may actually start to dream about your question. Your unconscious brain will work on the question that you want to focus on in your sleep. And you want to fall asleep with this question in mind. And step 3 is to simply start your day with clarity. So before you do anything else, before you go brush your teeth, before you take a shower, anything, don't check your phone, right? You just want to open up the work. You would look at your task that you've written, since it's next to your bed, and going back to the example of how can you grow your business? You just go on your computer and open up your landing page so you can start your A/B test, or open up the YouTube videos that you want to watch, or open up your customer reviews page to just start it. And then you would go and go brush your teeth, whatever it is you need to do, take a shower. And then also in that silent time, your unconscious mind will again be working on whatever question that you opened. And then not only that, actually the curiosity of then opening that question will drive you to now easier come back to the work and focus on it once you're done, instead of getting distracted by games or whatever. But then you might be wondering, what if you pick the wrong question or you pick the wrong test? You'll end up lost, right? And no matter what your level of focus is, you won't get anything done. How do you always prioritize the right task for every day to get you the closest, the most progress towards your goals? So let me actually teach you this concept right now to always prioritize correctly with a little bit of a quiz. So if you were on a dating app, or maybe you saw these people live, these girls live, who would you talk to first, or who would you message first? So you have a pure wife quality looking girl that's pretty hot. Second one you have is kind of just hot, doesn't seem particularly wife quality. Then you have one that's not super hot, but shows wife quality, she's making a sandwich, right? Not dressed too provocatively. And then you have someone that's not so hot and also dressed like a hoe. So I want you to just take a second and rank these people from 1 to 4. 1 being the highest priority, and then 4 being the lowest priority. So who would you talk to first? You can take a second and pause here, but most likely you have the exact same thoughts as me. This person here is 1, and this person here is 4, and it's in this exact same order. And it's not by mistake we come to the same answer or the same order. That's because in terms of prioritization, we have two metrics. So we have hot and then we have wife quality. Hot equals urgent. Wife quality is the importance. But how do you practically use this to always focus on the right things? So this is the prioritization matrix. But warning, before I actually go into it, please do not write this down. It's a complete waste of time, and you'll understand why in a bit. Here's the basic framework and the rules behind it. So you have the most urgent, important tasks here. You have urgent, then you have just important, and then you have nothing here. So just like the hot and also wife quality girl, you would go to them first because these are tasks that either have deadlines or have other tasks dependent on them and are very high impact. So the important. And then urgent, you would do the second. That's just like the hot girl, right? Because she's hot. It's relatively urgent, but this is not like a long-term thing. Like, they're essentially tasks that have a deadline to them, or they have other tasks that are dependent on them. So you just have to get them done first so that you can move on to other things. And it'll hurt if these tasks are not done. And then next you go on to the important ones. These are just high impact. You don't necessarily have to get them done at any particular time, and no other tasks rely on them. So it's not like it's blocking anything. And then fourth priority, it would be like this girl here. These tasks, these are neither important or urgent. So you would just throw them away, completely disregard them. Good thing my audience is 100% male. And coming back to why you don't write this down, why it's a complete waste of time, is think about how long it took you to rate the girls. It probably took you like less than a split second. You probably didn't even have to pause the video. You rated them so fast. It's exactly the same with tasks. You'll be able to prioritize what's most important and the most urgent in like a split second once you've completely installed this framework in your brain, if you've been using it over and over again. Okay, so you know the framework, but how do you know if you're picking the right number of tasks all the time? If you pick too many, you're going to burn out. If you don't pick enough and you do too little, you're just not going to get anywhere. You're not going to make enough progress. Let me show you how you can always pick just the right number of tasks so you never burn out and you also make a good amount of progress all the time. And we can learn this with person A and person B. You can imagine both of these people going to the gym. So person A, he shows up every single day to try to lift, but he doesn't have like a plan, anything. He just like goes there and like bench press hardcore every single time until he can't do anymore every single day. Brute force, no strategy. And we have person B. He goes to the gym every single day, but he has his sets, his reps, everything planned out. His entire workout, what muscles he's going to train on what day and how much he's going to do. And he over time reviews this and tweaks it. And also he gets his nutrition right. He has a whole strategy, even getting like principles in health of good sleep. Who do you think, which one, A or B, will make more progress to actually building a good aesthetic over time? Probably person B, right? Because person A, if he's like only doing bench press, he's gonna be like lopsided, but person B, since he's consciously doing it, he's working smarter, not harder. He's the one who's actually gonna build like the better physique over time. But how do you translate this to mental work to actually focus on? That's 6 different steps. So in step 1, you just want to estimate your capacity. So most people can actually work around 6 to 13 hours every single day, 7 days a week, depending on what else you have going on in your life. But realistic is best. Don't overestimate, because if you overestimate here, you're not going to be able to plan your days correctly. So let's just say you have 12 hours. And then you want to have, in step 2 is your MIQ. So with your MIQ, you want to break it down as much as possible. So say you have a whole bunch of tasks, just anything to answer a question. And for instance, if your most important question was, how can I write chapter 1 for my book? Then it could be like, write your intro, write your midpoints, write the conclusion for the first chapter. And that would be your broken down task. And then you go to step 3, which is to estimate the time for each. So say your intro, it would take you like 4 hours, or the midpoints would take you like 8 hours, and then the conclusion would take you like 4 hours. You just write all this down or think about it. Then you move on to step 4. This is, again, the prioritization matrix. So think about what is the most urgent and also important. And in your head, again, don't write this, plot it, move the tasks around and assign them what is the highest priority to do. In this case, everything is high priority. So everything is both urgent and important because, you want to write chapter 1, you need all of this stuff. So you can do any of them at this point. So then that comes into step 5, where you would actually plan your day. Considering you can do any of these, you have to go back to your capacity, which is 12 hours. You can only do 12 hours, so you can't do everything here. even though they're both urgent and important. You would probably just do the intro in the midpoints. The reason why you wouldn't do the conclusion in the midpoints is because although this is also urgent and important, the conclusion is actually dependent kind of on the intro, how you write the intro. Therefore, it makes more sense to do the intro first because that's essentially more urgent, has more dependency. Then you just move on to step 6, which is to write this stuff down on paper along with your MIQ. So you wrote your MIQ here on paper, you want to write the task there too. So that works the task into your unconscious mind, like I mentioned. So kind of full circle back here. So over time, this is going to reprogram your brain to harness your unconscious mind to focus on a destination of your choosing. But without discipline, your unconscious mind or your good conscious mind is going to have to do like a lot of readjusting to keep you en route to your goals. And this is just going to make it take longer and longer to actually achieve your goals. If you want to achieve your goals faster, you have to have discipline. How do you become so disciplined that your unconscious mind has to do less and less work, no matter how painful your work? You can watch this video here to learn about the brain part that is actually responsible for controlling your discipline and learn how to grow it with 3 different science-backed methods.